bit about the WW culture and then how you've been able to influence it in the first 5 months.
I was amazed when I walked in because it's a company that's got purpose at its heart.
Culturally, it's great because it's just it's in the product and people feel really passionately about it. It's surrounded by stories that are genuine stories about real people and people love it.
I think the culture is kind of the collective personality of the organisation, and it really started when I started interviewing there and the experience I got from the personality flowing through the people I met. So we have a very clear vision and mission at LinkedIn, and people are incredibly passionate about it. It is self-managed. We actually connect people's performance to the culture and values. So people are held accountable to live, breathe and add value to our culture, and it's part of, we're coming into a review period, it's part of people's personal reviews.
So I think we're really lucky at Virgin Atlantic because obviously it's the brand, the master brand actually turns 50 this year. And so when they created the master brand, they defined 6 values that help to underpin it. And so for all new Virgin companies that now get created, they have the option of drawing from those 6, and some literally just lift and shift so they can stay really faithful to the core vision. And then others will look at the challenge they've got within their sectors and draw inspiration from that, but then make it their own. But it's really important for all the different VCOs, as we call of them, to have that really deep red thread. So to have the really clear link back to the master brand, so we're always building the core Virgin story, but have something that's uniquely ours.
Tell us about the top line findings that we've got from our cultural decoder.
What was particularly surprising from a creative industry perspective is actually how aligned people were in terms of their personal values. So we know that to create a culture that's inclusive, productive, where people can lean in and therefore be profitable, one of the baselines is people need to bring their authentic selves to work.
How do you create your sense of culture in your team?
I think there's a couple of ways that I think about it. So I think the first thing which I've really lent on and used at LinkedIn is a feedback loop. It's a series of questions about a pulse check on how everyone is feeling in the team. Yep. And that is an amazing tool in terms of controlling your own group, is really digging in and understanding what's coming through, because it's not, yes, we work in an organisation where the culture is taken seriously and everyone sort of lives and breathes it, but there are always things that aren't working, or people aren't feeling as though they're included, or recognition, and things crop up every single quarter. It allows us to have that ongoing dynamic dialogue. But if you leave that 12 months, or you don't have that feedback loop, suddenly that creates more and more distance between you and the team. And that can be done in lots of different ways. We have a tool which does it. So I think that's one thing. I think the other thing, there's a lot to be said for recognition. Just, picking up the phone to someone in your team or going and talking to them and giving them a very specific bit of feedback and why you're giving that feedback and how it connects to what you're hoping the team and the behaviours you expect from the team.
I suppose in many ways we're just doing what we do as an industry for our consumers, right? We're looking for deep insights to engage them where they are so they connect. We're trying to do that with employees as opposed to just sheep dipping them in the new vision. Because the benefit of me working in organisations for long periods and watching new CMOs and CEOs come in, I've seen them go from this direction, this direction, this direction. Meanwhile, it's the same 25,000 people running the operation, and they're just expected to pivot. And you need more meaningful and sustainable ways to do that. And you do that if you connect what's in here, which is linked to their values.
Every Monday we have a thing, so when we invite new people into the business,
I love this.
We have a thing called First Dates. And so we're trying to become the most loved travel company, so we literally take our new joiners on a date, and at the end of the first date, our CEO has drinks with them, and he will get in amongst them and talk about their journey, where they've come from, and all the rest of it. And he will then see them around, and other members of the leadership team come down and join them, and then they see us around the building thereafter, and they kind of feel like, I know them, I can say hello, and what have you. And one of the things that Shai stresses, he's our CEO, is that at Virgin we're always learning. We're never going to be the biggest, but we want to become the most loved.
To build on the culture, it's to bring the product closer to the team. So we built a workshop, what we call a workshop, a class, whatever you want to call it, in the office. And it allows us, when we have meetings, we're doing it in the experience that we are selling to our members. And as I say, our employees have no excuse not to go to a workshop because we brought it to them.
Thank you for your questions. Thank you for being so engaged.